It's the world. I'm in P world. Cole Anthony just exposed LaMelo Ball's greatest weakness. I saw the highlights, dog. I don't really think he got exposed. I mean, defensively, he wasn't, all the way there and shit. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, it was just a little preseason game. But I don't know what the boy Mike could be saying his greatest weakness is. So I'm intrigued.
Cole Anthony working, tossing it up. He got it. 13.9 left. Quarter for this young man, but he continues to battle.
We just checked out the highlights. You can scroll down on the page and see him.
I was gonna wait until the second game between these two individuals before I made this video, and I understand it's still just preseason. But man, did I learn a hell of a lot about both of these prospects just by watching this one preseason matchup. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Mike here. Guys, we've been on a wild upload streak. Most YouTubers do one video a day. I've been bringing you guys like 1 to 2 videos a day for the past like 3 weeks. So if you can take a moment to
turn up, that's how you supposed to do it, baby. Let's get it.
Subscribe and turn on our notifications for a chance.
That's why he in the place he in, yo.
Now,
shouts
on top
out.
of that, we also started doing YouTuber drama and whatnot on Flight Mike TV. So if you want to subscribe to that as well, I highly recommend it if you're into, the ramblings about what's going on with the popular. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but over the past 3 days, the Orlando Magic faced off against the Charlotte Hornets multiple times. And a very underrated storyline of this matchup that even I wasn't looking for at the very beginning when I watched this matchup, because I didn't think Cole Anthony would have as big of a role for the Orlando Magic as LaMelo Ball would have for the Charlotte Hornets. Which, by the way, here's an interesting tidbit that you should know. Cole Anthony was ranked higher than LaMelo Ball in high school. The thing is, LaMelo Ball has one thing that kind of eventually catapulted him into getting drafted higher than Cole Anthony. It's the fact that Cole Anthony is an average size point guard, 6'3", with a lower upside than LaMelo Ball, but a significantly higher floor.
Yeah, he's a little shorter, for sure.
In the NBA draft, chances are, if you're picking in the top tier of the NBA draft, you're drafting based off of potential. There's something I always said, even when Cole Anthony got drafted, if the entire NCAA season continued on as it would have, Cole Anthony's stock may have risen or it would have fallen. It could have been either way. But I think a huge reason why Cole Anthony fell all the way to the 15th overall pick was mainly because we didn't have as much of a sample size on Cole Anthony. LaMelo Ball's season was practically finished by the time he declared for the NBA, and the Ball brand is already so freaking huge that even if you take a chance on LaMelo Ball and he turns into a mid-average player, well, at least the name LaMelo Ball will at least generate some hype around your roster for a little bit of time. So here's what I noticed, and when you look at the tail of the tape of both of these guards, they're both very different and they're very similar. Both are pretty much the same age, but Cole Anthony's only 6'3". LaMelo Ball is damn near 6'8" or 6'9" in shoes, which I still don't believe. We made a video on it. He's listed officially at 6'8". I don't believe it. But
wow, I think he's 6'8". He looks 6'8". He looks 6'8".
Between Cole Anthony and LaMelo Ball, their first matchup. First of all, this was LaMelo Ball's best game so far. In this game, he scored 18 points off of 7 of 17 shooting, which is pretty much 41% from the field. He converted for 4 of 9 from 3, which is 44% from 3, which is good because he was considered to be a very mid to average shooter coming out of the NBL. I understand a lot of Mike Mafia thinks that, hey, LaMelo Ball hit that shot from half court. He's a great shooter. Maybe he just didn't shoot as much in the NBL because his three-point percentage in the NBL was 29%. Nevertheless, when I compare these two players, there's something incredibly obvious that I saw. One of these players is clearly better than the other right now. The other player has a tremendously higher ceiling. You see, Cole Anthony looks to be way further along in his development. He has way more moves in his bag of tricks. He is able to get to the basket way easier than LaMelo Ball was. You saw him go at LaMelo Ball towards the end of the game, and I understand it's preseason. I understand both of these players are rookies. It's very soon to tell how both of their careers are going to end up. But so far, in terms of development, in terms of who's the more complete player, that's Cole Anthony. If you needed further evidence...
I mean, bro, here's the thing, dog. Like, Move wise, yeah, of course Cole Anthony would have more moves. He's fucking smaller, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like true point guard height and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? True point guard weight, height, size, package, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? LaMelo's definitely a little taller and langier and all of that shit. So it's like, how could you say that he's more developed? I don't think he's more developed. I just think at a point guard position, he has an advantage because he's a true point guard form. But that doesn't mean that LaMelo's not there all of the way, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're going to compare it based off of them two just being matched up, you can't do that too because even the extra length, it makes, Cole Anthony, he's able to get around LaMelo even easier, bro, because he's longer.
Well, you have to look at the second game they faced against each other. In the first game, Cole Anthony didn't really make much of a mark. He had 13 points off of 4 of 7 shooting for an efficient 57% from the field. He converted 3 of 4 from 3 for 75%. But then you go to LaMelo Ball's latest game, and this is the game he just played in now, where he was 1 for 10 from the field, and, well, the man only put up about 4 points. He went 0 for 4 from 3, and this kind of looked like the LaMelo Ball we were used to seeing the entire camp. He had 4 assists as well. He's putting up very similar numbers that his brother Lonzo put up in his rookie year with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Shit.
Which is fine because the young man seems to have a great head on his shoulders, seems to really love basketball. There's only a couple of things I'm concerned about here. And this is where I feel like Cole Anthony has a huge leg up on LaMelo Ball. You see, Cole Anthony has a pretty good roster around him, including a fellow guard in Markelle Fultz that they're still trying to develop. I'm surprised the Magic haven't given up on that, but you put Markelle Fultz
Yeah, I
aside,
gave up on Fultz, bro. He's just not it.
Terrence Ross, you have a pretty underrated center in Nikola Vucevic, who is also a stretch center, by the way. You have Aaron Gordon, who is absolutely dominant on the interior, who might get traded this season, granted. You have good defense in Al-Farouq Aminu. You have a player that I'm really hoping could finally break out this season in Jonathan Isaac. The pieces around Cole Anthony are slightly better than the pieces around LaMelo Ball. Now, granted, he has Devontae Graham, he has playoff experience in Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward, but if there's one thing that I'm terrified about for LaMelo Ball, it's the fact that he has a lot of developing he still needs to do. And I think he could get there.
Bro, he's 19,
the
20.
Charlotte Hornets haven't really had a good history of developing raw prospects. And I hate to say this, LaMelo Ball has a fantastic basketball IQ. The stuff that you can't teach, the kid has. The ability to get great assists off to his teammates, that's not something you could teach. That's a natural feel for the game.
That's a fact.
The things that you do have to teach is the very same thing that the Charlotte Hornets have a history of not being able to teach. You look at right now, the New York Knicks just cut Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And in the 2012 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets selected Michael Kidd-Gilchrist number 2 overall. And Gilchrist was a fantastic prospect, very high motor, came off of a championship-winning Kentucky team, was a tremendously good slasher. The only problem was the dude just couldn't shoot. And it seemed as though, as time went on, the Charlotte Hornets just kind of neglected him. And his development seemed very dependent upon himself, meaning they didn't go the extra mile to try to develop him further. They were just hoping that, hey, maybe one day someone will come in or he'll come into camp.
That's interesting.
Take the next step, and he never did.
I hope they
after the
take the
NBA
time.
draft that he was drafted number 2 overall in, ahead of the likes of Bradley Beal, Andre Drummond, Damian Lillard, hell, even Harrison Barnes and Terrence Ross are still in the league. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is once again a free agent, and I'm very scared that the same thing is going to happen to LaMelo Ball. You see, he's a very raw prospect. He seems to be significantly more complete right now. That's not to say that the trajectory of these two individuals' careers cannot change.
What the
If
fuck?
you remember in the 2009 NBA draft, Brandon Jennings was selected with the 10th overall pick. James Harden was selected with the number 3 overall pick. Brandon Jennings looked like the better player for like the first year of his career. And, well, you go all the way to the future, and James Harden is the one getting paid $50 million a year and has the spotlight on him for not coming into training camp to do other extracurricular activities, whereas Brandon Jennings is no longer in the league. Obviously, injuries played a part in that. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm not necessarily trying to say that Cole Anthony is going to have the better career. Rather, I'm trying to say that Cole Anthony is more developed so far and has come into the NBA with a better skill set. The Hornets essentially selected the player with the most upside.
So what's the weakness, bro? I'm like waiting on the
draft.
weakness. He didn't
I
say
just
what's his
hope
greatest
that
weakness.
They could deliver on that upside and get LaMelo Ball where he needs to be in order for him to fully capitalize off of
Is he
his
saying it's
superstar
the
potential.
Hornets?
Cole Anthony could be a better player than LaMelo Ball as well. It all really depends on how these two teams develop both stars. Regardless, if you haven't seen the highlights of this game, I really recommend you do so. And let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about LaMelo Ball and Cole Anthony. I'm your boy, The Flight Mike.
So I don't know if he's saying his greatest weakness is like that he's less developed or that he's on the fucking Hornets and that's like a bad thing. I don't know what he exposed, bro. Like I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but I swear I was just paying attention the whole vid. I don't think he said what his greatest weakness was. I thought he was going to say like his defense or like, you know what I'm saying, his ability to get to I don't really know, like, but I don't know. I think both of these boys is nice, man. They just got time, you know, it could take that time to develop, and LaMelo got to develop too, but I think it's too early to be stamping, you know, weaknesses on kids, you know, with, you know, only a few games to judge off, and they're just preseason games, you know, and these dudes is fresh out of college and shit like that. So I don't know. Let me know what in the world I should react to next. Until next time, it's